Yo, what's up, Limitless? How are you doing? Just starting the stream. How's your day going? Let's see why it reacted where it reacted. Okay, my internet is not. I don't know why. So, yeah, that's just a wick. Yeah, it created more liquidity back here, which is not the greatest sign, but not that bad either. But it just means that there are interesting positions to liquidate, because a lot of long positions happened. And we need to hold this imbalance here at 39.99. Like, if we break that one, we break the MAs also on the 4 hour. We could see some upside potential, but just for the short term. For example, if we fail here and we break that level here, I see short-term upside potential, and then a move lower, because we have all these fair value gaps that are still open that can be closed. And in the markets, often when something can happen, it most likely happens. So the real question is, what will that do to the altcoin markets? There are two possibilities. We can have an altcoin bull run, short term, as they say, alt season, but I don't think it would be an alt season. It's just that when you look at the dominance, I think we peaked at 55% dominance. Since then we are trying to come back down, because that was the moment all the alts start drops, but the price stays the same, let's say, or stays in a range while dropping in dominance. You always need directly to look at Ethereum. If Ethereum is not moving or is going down with Bitcoin, it just means that Bitcoin temporarily dumps a little bit more than the altcoins. but usually the altcoins follow when that happens. So the other side is, if Bitcoin dumps and Ethereum pumps, the sentiment is going from Bitcoin to altcoins. So people will take profit in Bitcoin and inject some into altcoins, small caps, mid caps, whatsoever. Doesn't matter. All form of crypto, just not Bitcoin. So yes, but for now we are trying to activate this sequence here. Didn't happen yet, but it's very very close. We like that was major liquidity to take out, so they were in profit obviously, and then they just got, yeah, stopped out, break even, liquidated. If we go a little bit further, it depends on where their stops are. Often the market goes there where the most liquidity lies. So in this just the move we see here on the screen, we have few spots where a lot of positions came in, and these spots are very important. Look, here at that point, a lot of positions tried to buy back the dump. So people were dumping, but we actually people dumped because they saw that pump and directly a rejection. So this is a huge imbalance, and that imbalance just got closed. So it touched the wick here, which is the close, the complete close of an imbalance. You can also react at the 50% um, of an imbalance. In this case, that would have been this line here. Okay, so but we had this price here. So my imbalance, where I first put it here, was the first wick that came down because it spiked back up. So there was still some imbalance or fair value gaps to be closed before we see it go higher. So these are small gaps, but this one was a major one, and as you see, they close it before it continues. So it's also every time, that's why they say fair value gap, because here the people weren't quite sure if the price is more valuable than 1917, and then someone bought all the orders up, and also that the positions that were short, so they all got liquidated basically, depending on how much leverage they used. And once that is reset, so there are new sellers coming in, and that is great to repush the price back higher, because if you want to influx a lot of money and not make the price move that much, you need some, in this case, people that believe that the price is going down, so they short short short. That creates liquidity, and that liquidity is does the live stream has lags or bugs? Because and I see that break of structure, you don't see as often these big candles. So if that candle breaks major levels or imbalances, in which this was an imbalance here, from here to, let's say, here, and to break that we needed to push through it. So this is what happened. They just filled all the imbalances with that particular wick of the day, daily wick. So after that, people that were short and new shorts coming in, so they create money in the market. Okay, and that money can be counterparted by buys. So the more sells come in, the bigger positions they can put into the market without moving the market too much. Because people need to understand that if you are a dollar cost averager like banks are, they don't want the price to rise too quickly, because they have a client coming next week wanting to buy the coin also, or the ETF that will maybe approved in a few. And you need to understand, on a long-term basis, the investors don't want the price to rise too quickly, and if it happens, they most likely will sell, because they just want to buy more of it and more of it. If an investor wants to buy and wants to buy a stock or something, imagine you are the guy, you put in 10k, 100k, a million. So that doesn't really first of all moves the market, it's just like dust in the market. So you can position yourself wherever you want, okay? 100 billion that you want to invest in the next, let's say, 5 years. So all they do is buying time by maintaining prices low. It's not just to not give us the opportunity to capitalize on it. It's just that they want to profit from um, buying more and more and more and having that that time to buy it, not just foaming into the market, making prices move tremendously, manipulate it. I mean, it will come, but what I just want to say is, if you are a long-term investor and dollar cost averager, you don't want the price to 20x in 2 days because you believe in it. It does not, and then that money will always inflate and lose in value. Then get that economy going and not collapsing. This time, there will be a moment in time where they just leave the place, leave the stage, and at that moment, a currency can. I don't talk even about collapsing, but I mean losing their fair value. And once that happens, all the risk on assets obviously go up. So what they do is buying with cheap money a lot of stocks cheap, then they, or expensive money, because the interest rate's going up, so they have just a little bit money with which they can buy a lot of stocks. Then the stocks skyrocket, even if it's just 50 or 100%. And after that, they go out and can buy with an overvalued stock, undervalued money. And then they restart decreasing inflation so that their money that they actually 10x again make 10% on it or 15-20%. Yes, so this you need to keep in mind. I hope that everything I said was recorded. I don't know what my internet is doing. I can't really understand it. I will close all my tabs. Come on. I hope it recorded everything I said. If not, you just need to let me know where I finished or what was the last thing you understood, and then I try to come back to it. Just need to watch something. I just need to pay attention because pound, I don't know how to say it. And yes, so my first entry or potential entry was here, but I didn't felt it at that moment, so I prefer to wait a little bit longer and take the chance to not get to not be in the trade once it happens. But we have an interesting imbalance here, and we have this sweep of highs, which are also interesting for big guys for the liquidity. So here all these weeks are liquidity, so I'm just waiting for the right confirmation, and that's why I just need to have a look on it. So this one was a position that I'm not quite sure about. Where was it? Yeah, I would have been triggered, not yet, but very soon. But I didn't like the fact that all that liquidity lies here. An imbalance would be at, let's say, would much prefer a lot more to see it come higher before I put a position in. But at this moment here, we could see this close of the imbalance and then go back down. This is starting to make a parabola, so there could be another move coming in, and that's why I'm not touching it. Yes, that was it from. Let's see, go back to Bitcoin. So, did everyone get everything I said? Because it's very important to know that if now the institutions come in, the market will change, the sentiment will change, people will change, okay? The movements will change because it's gonna get a lot more sideways action and then quick pumps, sideways actions, quick pumps, okay? So, coin, glass. I really don't get why the quality is that bad. Because the internet is. It says it's okay. 100 megabytes. Hold on. So what do we have here today? $245 million in liquidation. So the longs were liquidated the most in this case. As you see, from 245, 208 came from long liquidations and just 36 million from shorts on the day. But now on the hour, you can see that the shorts are getting liquidated, which means that they basically sold the bottom. Okay, so it's always the same thing. People tend to be trapped in that. I don't know even what to say because you never sell a bottom and you never buy a top, obviously. But people always, the volume always goes up, as you see here. The volume always goes up at the right moment, at the wrong time, okay? And this is also the liquidity grab I told you about. So all the people entering their positions here with a tight stop, let's say here or here or here, or even above here, now we have a break of structure here. So if we can maintain this level, we go up and liquidate all these shorts here, okay? There are people, I tell you, there are people going short here, 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 okay? So all these people now are in trouble, okay? So we are in a moment, I mean, we can get a big correction in Bitcoin, don't get me wrong. I just tell you, it's very, very dangerous to trade it because we are in a place with the crypto market that we have never been before, and basically everything is possible. So in my opinion, even like this is how you do it. Like if you want to short this, you need to wait for a break of structure. Take the 4 hour in crypto because under the 4 hour there is a high chance you're gonna burn yourself, okay? Use the 4 hour, make swing trades, even shorts, and be careful and try to go as fast as possible break even. Because these markets, as you see here, two small candles and then two big ones. So 8 hours and you can lose a lot of money. Okay, if you are the type of person that trades breakouts and sometimes gets too emotional and even enters a trade before breakout. So in this case, if you want to have a good trade, not a profitable but a good trade. I mean, a bad trade can be profitable in a way where your entry wasn't that smart, but it somehow worked out. Okay? This is what I mean. So, having a system is something you can do all the time, every day. All the time, you know? So, sometimes or most of the time it should work. If not, the system is not good. So you can lose. Obviously, we all lose, but the winners needs to be bigger than the losses, and that's the main thing. So in this case, we are talking about shorts once we break that low here. Okay, once we break that low, I would even wait for a comeback, and then trying to find an imbalance or an order block or something to see prices going further down, and you position yourself in the pullback, not in a breakout. Okay? This is always a bad idea. I mean, you can do more wrong than right. So this is how I tell you this. Okay? If you want to short Bitcoin and you believe it's going to 25k, I mean, go for it. But be aware of what I just told you. Okay? It's very volatile. Every time Bitcoin shows signs of weakness, it just comes back. Like, this is why for the moment, until we break that lows with momentum closures and stuff, I don't judge nothing on this chart. The only thing I said in my past live streams was that we actually now closed, as you see here, it closed the last imbalance before a real bull market confirmation. If we break that high here, which was the high before breaking structure into the bear market, which was here, this is the sign of a real bull coming, no matter the corrections. Okay, here now we are in a position that if we fail these levels, okay, and we break, in worst case, these lows here, we're gonna see a lot of pain. Okay, but I don't believe we're gonna break these lows here again. But there's always a scenario where it could be, because we have imbalances here and here and here. So, but we are in a raging bull market right now. We are in a bull run in indices. As you can see, we are almost breaking all-time highs on this one. So here, for example, you can see this was the Corona crash, the COVID-19 crash, okay, which was that terrible. And now we had this move here, okay, that actually was bigger than this one and longer, more painful. Okay, a lot of people have been left in these candles here. They are not in the market anymore. Okay, so now it's going to go to all-time highs. Why? Because all the people lost the money they wanted them to lose. Okay, so there need to be sellers for others to buy. And now we are coming at all-time highs. So of course we can go down and stuff, but I don't believe. I just saw today someone talking again about Bitcoin at 9k, 10k, and I just don't understand how they can believe themselves, you know. It's like everything you say is going against data. Like, you can be as intelligent as you think. Like Michael Burry, when he shorted in 2008, okay, the guy based his opinion on data, not his feelings, okay, and that's a big difference. Like, people that invest in XRP since 2018 and are still in it, they base it on data and facts. For example, a Bitcoin maxi doesn't bases his opinions and arguments on facts, okay? For example, Bitcoin changed a lot. Things that used to be aren't anymore, but they still promote it that way. And that's the problem behind it. They just don't want to accept the change. They don't want to accept that it is not what it used to be. They don't accept it because they changed their life and the life around them with it. So they will always love it, okay? But don't be confused. Like, it will, in my opinion, not be the biggest player in the new system. This is what I believe. I talk all the time about it, and everyone thinks and does what he believes, but every chain that is overloading, once like momentum comes, volatility comes, is for me not sustainable. Like Ethereum has all these layer 2 solutions to provide liquidity and fast transactions and cheaper gas fees and all that stuff, but still, they are not really integrated um, in the Ethereum token. So it's all about you need to use that network and that network that is running on Ethereum to not pay that gas fees and stuff and stuff. But it's not interconnected yet. If it is, show me. Maybe I didn't see it or I didn't realize it, but this is how I see it for the moment. So the problem for me with Solana, which is the biggest, let's say, opponent of Ethereum, is that last bull run it overloaded so many times that basically the chain went off multiple times. Nothing worked anymore. It got back on eventually, but I mean, you want to base all the world's money on a chain that doesn't work flawlessly? And this is where I am getting critical, because if blockchain is coming to the world now, it's not going away tomorrow. And if you want to win in the long run, it's or you make a quick flip or you make a lot of money fast and you readjust and you go slow and intelligently, or you need to build over a long period of time. And if you want to create a long term portfolio, you cannot trade small caps. It's impossible. Okay? The only way you can trade them is going in, going out. Going in with the narrative, momentum falling away, going out. And more you cannot do with it. Okay? But if you want to have long term investments in a risky space, it are the mid and the big caps. I'm talking about altcoins, not Bitcoin, okay? I'm talking about, let's say, even Ethereum, Solana, XRP, all these chains, Quant, HBAR, these are mid caps, but let's say big caps is from a billion on, okay? So these are for me the critical chains that will be used in a system. And 1 billion in such a technology is just a joke, you know. So don't think that you need to invest in a project that has like 20 million market cap to make some gains, you know. I mean, you see all this internet stuff outside and you have the feeling that you are left behind, but once the one thing is that you didn't recognize Bitcoin for 13 14 years right now, so you missed 14 years of price action. So why getting FOMO right now? It doesn't change your life, you know. It most likely will destroy it if you do the wrong things with it. So yes, it's just an advice, because I saw people making a lot of money, losing everything, and it really does not mean shit if you make some money in this market. It it means something once you have this money out of it and then spread across multiple investments like real estate or businesses or whatever you're doing in life, you know. Then you can say crypto made you successful. But if you make a few hundred K or even 1 or 2 million, if you didn't do the work on yourself before, you're gonna lose yourself. And you're gonna be dependent on lawyers and all these people, which we are all dependent at some point in time. But I mean, you cannot really argue with them or um, to agree or respectfully disagree their opinions, because you don't have any self knowledge. Okay, so everything has a price, and you better pay the price before you get rich than paying the price after you got rich. Okay, and this is all that be realizing all the stuff that I'm talking about right now and a lot more. Obviously, it's not about all about pumps and FOMO and Pepe and bullshit. Okay, this is all just like a big circus. Okay, a lot of degens wrecking themselves. All these crypto communities, that are so-called teams are just people that use one another to create liquidity, and so one day if the prices rise they can dump on each other, you know. And this is how I see it. So yeah, I don't trust anyone, I don't believe anyone. I see a lot of people posted some tokens that made mad gains, and I didn't capitalize on it just because for me it made no sense, and I want to invest more money in something that I understand and know where it is going than a little bit of money in something where you just gamble. This is gambling, it's casino, so it's okay, you can do it. I made money with coins like that, but it's not something I would talk about on a YouTube channel because I want to make everyone understand, old people, young people, new people, old people in this space. Everyone needs to get an idea of how they need to position themselves and how to build their mindset around investing if they never were in that space, because this is what crypto is all about, is bringing people into an investment mindset that never thought could be possible for them in the first place. For example, you know, I paid the price after I got, I can't see the whole message. After I got rich and lost it all. Yes, my friend, we all saw that type of, let's say, tsunami coming our way. If you if you actually get something that is not yet mean for you, it is mean for every one of us that is ready to do the work. And I always say, if something is given to you and you don't know how to handle it, then it's most likely the devil that is giving it to you to see yourself destroy yourself and then taking it all back. So this is the moment often people try to to find their way to God because they see how the devil used them, you know, their feelings, the greed, the pride, and all that stuff behind it, you know. So making money, even if it's in a business, if it's in investments, there needs to be a lot of wisdom laying behind that to maintain it. And a lot of us, but just to say limitless, what is good that we went through that is that we are already realized what happened. Because if you never realize those things, eventually it will come at an even more unfortunate time, you know? So it's all good. Everything that happened needs to happen, and the lessons will be learned. And with that learned lessons, we can move forward, you know? So if you are able to be happy without the money and in what you do, then this is what really counts. You cannot love everything in what you do. But if, like, your everyday situation, your energy level, what you're eating, what you're experiencing, what you're learning, how you're going forward in your own mind, if that is what's important for you, the money will not break you. It will not. Because the temptation will come. But you will see through it. You will see through it, right through it, if you did the work, and you can change. I mean, I see that change happening in Jake Paul right now in real time, you know. So you can go watch it up because he just posted a podcast a few days ago where he talks about ayahuasca and DMT and his journey of self-discovering. And I was always like, why are these unaware people that successful, which today I understand, but he paid also the price after he got rich, and he almost killed himself because there's a moment in time where you just wake up. You wake up, not physically waking up, but you wake up in your mind from one second to another, and you look back and you say, who was that guy in me the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years? Who was that? Who am I? why am I where I am? You know? So it's a good example. So, but if you are doing this work before something is handed to you, you will most likely manage that situation a lot better. Okay? And this is what life is all about. You want something quick, you will pay the price for it. If you want something for real, you need to pay the price even more. But once you get it, you will not lose it anymore. Okay? And then don't try to get rich yourself. Become rich for your next generation. This is the mindset you should have. Because this is the first moment you will really feel how it is to not do it just for yourself, but also for others. And really think about that. Because if this money you lost is making you being anxious and self-doubting you and all that stuff because you don't have something you see outside, this just means you have a lack in you, and this lack will become bigger and bigger and bigger. And once you have the things that you actually was craving for, all the black hole in you is just going to come towards you, and you need to confront, and you actually would need to go back into your past and actually for a certain time in your life not being able to go forward because you need to heal the past to go further in life. And this is something I needed to battle multiple times also in my journey. And but when you go through it and you come out on the other side, you start to appreciating life more, and also the situation and the journey you are in. And this is the beautiful thing about life, you know. Yes, the same thing happened to me. Didn't took enough profits, didn't realize in which time and in which moment in the cycle we was, and then spend a little bit too much and does this and that. And at the end of the day, you realize that no matter how much money you have, it's gone really quickly, especially if you don't take them out of something, or really take profit and take them out of the market, you know. So the long-term approach in crypto is the most painful one, but it's the most rewarding one, because it does not matter actually at which price you are buying. If you are not an investor, not an active trader or swing trader whatsoever that trades bull markets and then short spear markets whatsoever, but I mean for a long-term investor, the mindset should be how long you are able to hold something that predicts more likely how many gains and possibly success you can have with it than buying at the perfect price. Because you could have bought Bitcoin at $2 and sold it at 15, 20, $30, okay, and never bought it back when it dumped or whatsoever. But if you bought Bitcoin at, let's say, $800 and you hold it till 60k and you still hold it today and bought some more and more and more, you can just win in the long term. Okay, so patience is also again the key in this space. So if you are doing it for the fast money, just don't forget to take profits. Okay, if you're doing it for the long term wealth, just don't be afraid when the market comes down to put some more in, and if the market is at the top, to maybe take some profit out. You never need to sell everything, but just take something out, take care of yourself, of your family, of your friends, and then enjoy life and come back when the prices, or put the money back to work when there is opportunity. Yes. And then also it depends in which country you are. I know a person, I will not tell the country, but he made like a few, let's say he made 100K, and at the end the government took 60% of it, and so fast that he sent the money to the bank, and before it landed in his account 60% was gone. So yes, it also depends in which country you are, which also change the strategy of how you take profit in the market. Okay, because this is something we all need to do, and there's no way around other than going into a country where it is legal, or where there is no income tax, or no capital gains tax. So there are multiple opportunities how to do that, but I mean we are not um, at that stage of the market yet. This will come in a few months or even a year. So let's put that at its time. So here is, I showed that last time too. This chart. It shows actually when a when a when Bitcoin in a bull market is in a bubble, inflated bubble. Okay, so the green chart shows when the euphoria is very high in the retail space. So here you can see it was negative during the bottom of the bear market, and it went positive once we broke structure here. So this time we have something we never saw before, and this is that we had the collapse. During the collapse there wasn't a lot of retail in the market, and that's why they pumped the price back up, because there was no, here all this bubble index, this small move here just was retail that, like us, that are full in crypto and never showing away the whole bear market, going into the news every day, every week, and just following it all the time, you know. But you see, once we pumped above here and all the shorts got liquidated, this actually was negative building positions. So this was a lot of shorts here, and when this move came, there was a lot of euphoria also, because people thought, okay, we can take profit here, it's gonna go low, etc., etc. So then we have a negative bubble index, which means that the price is basically, retail is not even into the markets. Okay, as you see here, there is a Bitcoin Google Trend Index, and you can see when people started to really Google about Bitcoin, searching about Bitcoin, and then here again, when the bull market started, look how much the Google Trends, how much Bitcoin was, how much people looked more for Bitcoin on the internet. And look, since we hit here the capitulation, here, people just didn't want to hear something about Bitcoin again. Since now, we don't have we don't have a lot of people looking or searching for Bitcoin right now, you know, because they lost a lot of money and they are just frustrated. And now, imagine you sold here, and you see the price now here. It's frustrating instead of buying even more, you know. So I believe this is a very, very bullish sign. Okay, we never had that before. Okay, we never had that before. We had here a negative bubble index, but this was once we really corrected, as if we would correct now this move to back to 30K, 25K, you know. So that's absolutely amazing, and that's absolutely bullish. So yeah, the market is reacting. Let's see. I think, what did they do? Yeah, this was a position from last week. Yeah, so the indexes are catching back up again. So let's see. The problem is here. No, it's not a problem, because of all these weeks we should not break this, and we didn't break it. So as long as we stay above that white line, all good. Yeah, never forget that lower prices are still possible, but this means an opportunity to buy more, because there will be a point in time where you cannot buy more. Okay, because it's too expensive. There will be a point in time where certain people cannot even open a wallet on ledger, for example, on the XRP ledger, because you need, for example, in that time you need 4 XRP in reserve, and if the price is at $100 sometime, then you need $400 just to get an address, and people will not do that because they don't see the purpose behind it, you know. So it's now where you need to position yourself, especially in alts. The prices are still low. Some have popped, like Solana. ADA just popped a few days ago. So, but things like Algorand, HBAR, all these tokens are at very good prices still. And the moment in time will come where they catch up. So that's all I wanted to say. So now we need to wait for a weekly closure, obviously, to predict if we can break these highs or if that just was a little correction. Now here on the 4-hour chart I can see there is quite some reaction, not enough volume coming yet, but don't forget we still have almost the second half of the candle running. So if that volume is going up, we will see a counter volume here, and that volume candle was still red, but as you see the candle got rejected back up, and it's red because it didn't close positive. So here is almost as much buying volume than selling volume in that volume candle. So as you see now, where I go from 4 hour to 2 hour, now it's a positive candle. Okay, so let's see what the market is doing. If now volume is coming in, the stock market has opened a minute ago, so let's see what will happen. If Bitcoin pumps now, it's a good sign. Once we break, I believe, 43.4, we are back in bull territory again. And so this is why everything can happen. You should not judge or predict the price, because you will burn yourself one day, you know. You cannot be right all the time. Just trade what is there. Just use what the market is showing you. That's everything you need to do to make money, okay? Especially on the long run. I mean, if you panic when you see this or this, and you don't zoom out and say, okay, I mean, this was basically nothing, then you're good. If this is painful, that means that you bought basically at 45k and you got wrecked. So now you need to wait, you need to buy more, accumulate more money, and then look forward. Recognize your fault, and it's all good. If this is the first time you bought here on the top, congratulations. Everyone makes mistakes, so I mean, it's not the end of the world. The bull market is still in the first third of the run, so all good. So maybe today I also wanted to talk, because I have some people requesting me for me to talk about risk management in the overall day trading perspective. And I don't know if that person is, no, I think, yeah, for right now people jumped off, it's okay, but if that friend is coming into the stream, I will do that. Limitless, if you are still on the stream, do you have a coin or a project that you want me to make a technical analyze on? And yes, so I like to interact with the chat. I like to analyze projects for them. Maybe they have a project I didn't realize existed, and so it's a profit situation, you know. And this is also why I restarted this channel. The bull run is coming. I called the top last cycle. I called the bottom on XRP. I missed it on 2 cents. I said it's gonna go down back to 25 cents. It got back to 27 or 28 cents. I never did really a video about it, but the people that knew me from back then, which are basically the only people that were important for me, and these are also the only people for who I started this back again, you know. And looking forward to create a great channel, and for me to improve myself, to improve my English, to improve my technical skills, and to basically create a community of like-minded individuals, specified in the trading space, investment space, and then also going over into life and, yes, everything in general. Thank you, man. Thank you. As you surely know, wisdom comes from darkness, and we all go through it, so don't ask for it, just go with it and try to understand as much as possible. Never ask for wisdom because God will put you in difficult situations, and just go with the flow. Your time will come. I'm from Luxembourg. You know Luxembourg. Some people think it's in Germany, but it's actually a very, very small country. It's basically the heart of Europe, and we have like 700,000 people living here, and 300,000 people coming from other countries working here every day. So in peak times we have around 1 million people per day here, but only like 700 to 750,000 people having addresses here and being registered in Luxembourg. It's a good country. It's a very boring country, but it's a very secure country. Like, I'm more than blessed to be born here, okay? But I don't have the mindset from here. So my mindset is more based from the US or even the whole world, you know. I'm also a very spiritual person. I like these different cultures, tribes, and ideologies of life. So I'm like a mix of everything, but most likely all my visions and my how to say, my ambitions and goals and mindset and all that belief system behind what I'm doing is more like coming from the US, because at a very young age I started, I didn't basically saw the benefit of school and working hard my whole life for someone else, no matter what the paycheck is. This brought me on a very interesting but hard journey, and I'm very grateful for it, you know. No, no, you too. Yeah, I mean, you're not the first one. It's okay. We even have our own language, so that's even more interesting. But the funny thing is, I don't know exactly how many years it is ago when they changed the national language from Luxembourgish to French. So now we are in Luxembourg, and the main language is basically French, which makes no sense. But the majority of people that work here in Luxembourg come from Belgium. Not the majority, but a lot of people coming into our country come from Belgium and France. So we basically changed the language so they can fit in. Because without the help of people coming from other countries like France or Belgium or Germany even, our economy would not be where it is. Yes. You are a pro trader. What are you trading then, if I can ask? Because I personally, um, I'm also in trading since a long time, and now I am back at it full time. And I am, for now, I am in prop firm challenges. I'm doing it at FTMO because it's regulated, and yeah, I mean, it's okay. It's almost the same deals everywhere. Some restrictions are different. Ah, just crypto full time trading. Okay, okay. But what do you mean with pro trader? Is this your own personal view? Is it because of a certain type of money you made? Or is it because you have a license and you trade for a company or you have your own company? Because a prof a pro trader, I mean, you, for me, it's a professional trader, and a professional trader is doing it, um, yeah, license based in a company as a professional. So, are you doing that? Because I'm not, so I'm doing challenges to get funded accounts because I like to the idea of leveraging my capital and not risking anything, basically. Great, man. Great. This is exactly the vision I always had, and I'm on a good way. I mean, I had a great 2 years, 3 years before the bull run, or let's say last bull run, to the first third of the beer market. And a few months before the bull run, I traveled. I was a few months in Thailand, and it was also my first really freedom experience after all the tribulations I went through in life. So it really gave me the power to go much further into it. Man, that's great. Where are you right now? Okay, I see. So, okay, I see what you mean. It's your profession and you're doing it full time, and that's how you provide and for yourself and whatsoever. Yes, that's great, man. I really, really, really appreciate those people that are legit doing this as main job, as main business in their life, because to get to that point of being constantly profitable is a very hard journey on yourself. It's not about the market, it's about knowing yourself. Um, yeah, meeting yourself, your fears, and you see if you're a pussy or not in the markets. Yeah, it's a great approach. I'm currently in Argentina. Okay, and where are you from? Basically, like, are you from? Where's your home country? Okay, you're from the U.S. Nice. And why Argentina? Or a better question, what in these 3 years, what was your favorite place when you look at all the aspects of that location? Not just how cheap it is to live there or how beautiful the nature, but like the combination of everything. What is your favorite place in your experience? But Argentina sounds quite nice. Sounds quite nice. Okay, that's a lot. Man, I'm happy for you that life gave you that opportunity, man. Don't take it for granted. That's great, man. This is also what I want to do, like Thailand. Yeah, man. Yeah, it's true. Thailand is really amazing. It's a country where you have just everything in a small spot. You can be in a big city with 10 million people, like a metropole. You can be on an island. You can be i- in a forest. You have everything there. It's just unbelievable. I was mind boggled when I got there, to be honest. And I traveled a lot during my life when I was young with my family. I saw a lot of things, a lot of beautiful places, expensive hotels, but I mean, having a beautiful house or even a villa in places like Thailand, Spain, uh, is just uncomparable. So I would say to finish this off, I will make a quick explanation of risk management, how I see it, because people requested for it, and then I can cut it and upload a video just on risk management. So I don't have to do it in another video, I just do it now. So it would be easier if people asked some questions about risk management, so I could, because it could be a very small and simple topic, but also could be a very long topic to talk about. I studied hard and went through a lot, and it's still hard sometimes when it comes to yeah man, yeah man, bro. I would like to connect with you on Instagram or X or somewhere. I am a lot of X on X, but more like passive scroller. Like I look what's happening in crypto. I interact a little bit here and there, but like when I post stories or stuff like that, it's most likely on Instagram, and I would love to connect with you. So if you don't mind, yeah, my name is XRP Ninja with a between XRP and Ninja a line at the bottom. I don't know how to say it in English. And yeah, you will see a blonde guy holding up a phone. And I would appreciate if we connect, because it's always great to grow the network and to have great people in it. That's how I am on X. Okay, I will try to find it. There's a lot. So is it everything in caps? Can you see your profile here? Is it one of those? I mean, I don't see the same photo as you have on your YouTube account. So what's your name? Or I can give you mine, or you give me yours. On X, it's Metatron, but this is actually, yeah, I believe how you will find it the fastest is this one here. And yes, the photo, I mean, and look here, I don't know if you saw the video last time, but I basically posted in January 2023, I posted this one on the 13th, and I said that we bottomed um, on the 1st January 2023. And as you see, all these cycle tops to bottoms, bottoms to tops are always basically the same. 426 days from top to bottom, same here. Here it was a little bit less, it was a year. Maybe we could have take also this candle here, but I mean this was the low. And then for the bulls, 1065 days, 66 days, 65 days. So I believe we're gonna see the same type of timeline until we really reach the top. It could be a little bit earlier or whatsoever, but this is when I will exit the latest. I will even say it would be between end of August and mid November, the latest. We need to see what will happen. But yes, so on the macro, I believe it's very easy to know what will happen. Yeah, all these scams is crazy. All the scams on Twitter, it's mind-boggling. It's crazy. I could do this all day. It would never stop. All these shitty projects. Before I looked at this, and it looks not that bad to be honest. But we all have. There are a lot of these scaling solutions on Ethereum. Which one will be really used and adopted? I don't know. It is on zero knowledge technology, but there is also zk sync as a layer 1. So I know, yeah, it is a layer 1, I think, helping. What is this now? Okay, that's another website. Here it is. Great, man. Nice to connect with you. Yo. I hope the transactions are faster than the page is loading. Come on. Yes, yes. Meet Tommy Chain, a layer 2 scaling solution that enhances Ethereum's capability through cutting edge zero knowledge technology. Our mission extends beyond merely argument Ethereum's transaction capacity. It upholds its fundamental principles, freedom, individual sovereignty, and blah 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 blah. Improves incentive models, computational fees with value transfer fees, TFs, and only payment. Yes, and then hyperscalability. This is what they all say. But here, I found this interesting. I didn't saw that often. Maybe it's more common than I think, but I didn't read that a lot. It says that supports transfer of multiple tokens at a single transaction. So you can send tokens, multiple tokens plus NFT in basically one bundle. Like this means that users can send and receive multiple tokens, NFTs included, without having to create multiple transactions. So basically you can send multiple things and just pay your gas fee once. Okay. And that's interesting. The token, I never looked at the charts, nothing. It's just someone I followed. I followed the team on X, and I didn't knew why, and I just looked it just before I went live. And yes, I don't know if you know that project. I mean, there are too many projects. It's in the bull, everything goes up. You don't really know what's good, what is just narrative and momentum, and yeah, it's very dangerous. This morning I wanted to trade that imbalance here. You cannot see it in that time frame, but if you go into the 1 minute, you can see it here. This was the last imbalance until that high gets broken, and then after a certain time, when we tried to reach that, I saw this dip and then rejection, this dip, and I was like, okay, or it's going to go down now, or it's gonna take all these highs here out, this one, and I believe, yeah, the last one was that one, close that imbalance, and then come back down, retest these MAs, and if that fails, we're gonna go down until here. But yeah, TP1 would already be good money, so let's see. This is more like a trade where I use a bigger stop. Normally I don't use that big of a stop. In this case I could have easily take it down to, let's say, 22 pips, and then the target would be, let's say, here the bottom. This would be TP2 around here, so that would be good money, and then yes, targeted, obviously it would be the best case scenario. But yeah, let's see. I feel like it's gonna close this completely to finish it, and then yeah, then you can see the target would be grade 2. So let's see what will happen if it takes more than 2 or 3 hours. If now it's gonna come here and it's gonna fail and it's going sideways, I will not trade it. But because we didn't basically had great structure built here, I use a lot of Fibonacci to see what a potential move or power is in a price action. In this case, they told the top, or the 1.618 would be here at this level, which was broken. Then we have this and this one, so it's not impossible to reach that level here because of all that liquidity. And yes, so for now we didn't see distribution yet. We had here Asia session, which was majorly a consolidation. Then we had here manipulation in London. London just closed now, so London manipulation, and then US distribution. Okay, so this is what I was looking for. Yeah, it could be here, it could whatsoever, but distribution now should go to the downside. I always look at sentiment, so I usually place myself with the minority. I have something called, we use prime market terminal. Oh, that's now I know why it's not working properly. Jesus Christ. So for example, I use prime market terminal. This is like Bloomberg, just a cheaper version of it, and it shows me the strength here. It shows me the strength of a currency pair, and it shows me where people are positioned, long or short. So okay, great. So it's not, I would not say it's just ICT, because ICT is like a strategy, and it's one strategy, but I would more or less say it's a concept of ICT created with my own tools that I learned the past last 6 years. Okay, so it's like more Bruce Lee style, taking what I know and combining it and trying to find systems that give me as much confirmations as possible. That's all. But this here, I just use it in currencies and in gold. And I just want to know where is the minority and where is the majority placed in the market. So today, Euro GBP is the pair I'm looking at. The majority has long positions. Why? Because the market fell a lot in the last 2 weeks, or yeah, 1.5, 2 weeks. So the majority of people are long because of a short squeeze, and this is often where the minority comes into the market and brings it further down or further up a few ticks to liquidate the longs, to liquidate the majority and put their positions in. Turning up the volume. Okay. Is it better right now? Should be better. So yeah, I actually lost my point, but yeah, I think that was it. So quickly, for people that are interested in day trading, I have people that ask me about risk management. My keyboard, 1 second. So, oh shit. So risk management for me, now thinking quickly, is it has two main categories. I got to head out. I will hopefully catch up soon. Thanks for coming, man. It was a pleasure connecting with you. It is a pleasure, and I appreciate it that you, after all this time when I wasn't here, recognize me and give me the time to give you great content and to connect with you. And I will make, let's say, lives every few days. I was a little bit sick the last 1.5 weeks, but I'm a lot better now. If I cough, you know why. Yes, and then I wish you a beautiful day, man. Stay healthy, stay strong, and we see us on the next one, man. So for risk management, there are two main things you need to look at. So the first thing, okay, this is bullshit. So the first thing is RR. It's risk to reward. RR. Risk to reward. So this is the first thing. When you have a strategy, you need to know what you are willing to risk, or which setup is interesting for you, and how much money percentage wise you want to risk for what you can possibly make. Take care, man. So it's first of all your risk to reward. Let's say you have a trade and you, let's say, risk 10 pips on a trade. You can say, okay, I make a trade 1-to-1, so I risk 10 pips to make 10 pips. Okay, this would be like this. This is a 1-to-1. Okay, then you have the possibility to do the same, but you don't risk 1-to-1, but it's a 1-to-2 risk to reward ratio. So you can make 2 times more than you're risking in that case. So this would be a 1-to-2. Oh shit. 1-to-2. Okay. It's simple risk management. Okay. This is the very, very base of risk management. Okay. So, and then you have 1-to-3, 1-to-4, etc., etc. But the most interesting for me is the 3.0 risk to reward. So 1-to-3 risk to reward. So you can, let's say, you risk $1,000. Okay. So if you are wrong, you risk $1,000 to make 3,000 in this case. Okay. Or you risk $100 to make 300. You risk 10k to make 30k. So this is risk to reward. So I personally never in my life traded a setup using a risk to reward of 1. Okay. I always I also never traded a setup that only gave me a risk to reward of 1 to 2. I just don't believe it. I close positions at 1 to 2, but I don't trade setups that give me just a 1 to 2. If the stop that I need to put in is too high for the potential target, I don't trade. So if I can have a target, I can show you it here above. Doesn't matter if the trade works or not. It's just to explain. Where is it? Here. For example, here. So my entry is here. Okay. I risk 21.8 pips. It's actually 22 pips to make 65.9 pips, 66 pips. So it's a risk to reward of 3. I can make 3 times more than I can lose on the setup. So then I have TP1, TP2 and TP3 just to take some profits out or to put your stops at break even. So I break the trade in three parts. Okay, the first one would be here, the second one would be here. That imbalance I would take, let's say here, doesn't matter. So now when I have a 1 to 3 risk to reward ratio, I can put the trade. So now I see, okay, the trade is going great. Now we break structure. So maybe I will take the decision to exit my trade here and accept that maybe I was wrong, that today we are not going to go until my target. So then this is just how I manage the position. This is also integrated in risk management. So this is the advanced level on how to see when to close a position and to admit that you are wrong and you still want to take profits out of the market. Okay, so this is the idea of risk to reward. Okay, then you have the percentage you want to risk. Okay, so me in day trading, I think this is the most, or let's say even I use 1% per trade. Okay, risk is equal, where is it, 1% per trade. Okay, then you have people that risk 2%, a half a percent. I mean, if you have an account of $5 million or you have an account of $1 million, a half a percent is a lot of money. Okay, so it would be 5K. So if you have a $1 million account, a half a percent on 1 mil would be $5,000. Okay, on a 100K account, this would be 500, etc., etc. Okay, I use 1%. So on 1 mil it would be 10K, and here it would be 1,000. Okay, oh my god, what am I doing? So you get the point. Okay, so once you have that, you can never change it. Okay, you cannot change it. If you change it, you're gonna wreck yourself. Okay, this is all I can say. Once you have your idea of what you want to risk, basically your risk management rules, if you have them, okay, you cannot change them. If you change them, you will lose. Okay, So these are the two most important things. Then you have a system. You have the system here. So here you have the system. Here you have risk management. And here you have here you have execution. Oh shit. So this will be for another day, the execution part, because this is the hard part, okay? The only hard part in the risk management is to maintain it, okay? No matter your feelings, you need to maintain it. I give you an example. So imagine we make 10 trades. This is very simple right now, okay? You make 10 trades. Example. Ten trades. So let's say you have, or you risk $25 or we can take 250. Let's take $25. Oh shit. Come on, why am I doing this like that? This is a pain in the ass. Let's say risk per trade is equal to $25 is equal to 1% of account, let's say, okay? So then you say, but I can make 3%, so risk to reward profit is equal to, let's say we make 1 to 4 now to have this example. Is equal to, let's say, $100. You risk 25 to make 100, okay? And that is equal to 3%. So now we have a risk to reward of 1 to 4, so we can make 4 times more. So in this manner it would mean you can make 4 times more than you can lose, okay? Risk to 1 to 4 here. So in that case, let's say you make 10 trades. The first let's say of these 10 trades, of 10 trades, 7 trades hit stop loss. Which would result in minus 7,000. It's, my brain is dead right now. 7 times 75, 107. Oh my god! Yeah, it's $175. So you would have been $175 in drawdown. Okay. Why can't I just put this in red? Okay, so of 10 trades, 7 trades hit stop loss. You risk 1% per trade, which is $25. So 7 trades going to stop loss. This is minus 175. The 3 other trades hit take profit. So it would be 3 trades times $100 profit, target hit, and we make this green, which would result in $300 profit. Okay. So the net profit would be $125. Okay. So this would be a hit ratio of 30%. So just 30% of all your trades actually hit at your take profit. Okay. All the other 7 of 10 trades went into drawdown and hit your stops. So you needed just to be right 30% of the time to make a profit. And this is what risk management is all about. And this is just a very simple way to explain that it is math and data, and that you don't need to be better than the markets. Okay, yo, what's up? Just came. You're at the right time, brother. So, yeah, you were also one of the persons asking me for an explanation of risk management. How long are you there? I didn't saw you writing. I was focused on explaining and writing at the same time, which I'm not used to. We already had 25 people in the live, so it was great, but nobody really interacted, as always. But yes, I mean, this is the most simple way of all good. So you got this part, yes? So next time I will talk about execution, which is basically the most important one, which defines if you make money or not. But you have a system which what is your approach every time when you go into the market is your system. Your system has an execution, has an analytic part where you analyze the charts. Then when you have found something in the charts, you have your risk management plan, and after your risk management is set and your setup is set up, then you come to the execution part. So in the risk management part, it's based on two major things. There are more things, but these are the two major things. Is your risk to reward, which in my opinion always needs to lie over 1 to 2. In my opinion, this is the best case scenario. So the 1 to 3 is the best. Why? Because it gives you the chance to be wrong more often than right and still make money. Okay, I see now here we come to the entry. Let's go. Just quick second, guys. I need to execute soon. So the hardest part about risk management is actually following your risk management. So the thing is, imagine on 5 trades, you have 5 trades. I will just explain it. I don't want to draw anymore. I just don't care. Okay. So the problem is, let's say you have 5 trades. Okay. On these 5 trades, let's say you say, okay, I risk 1% per trade, which could be, let's say, $1,000. Okay. So now you have, let's say, 100k or 10k, and you risk $1,000. So now it hits stop loss. You put a second trade. You risk 1,000%. You lose again 1,000. So now you are at 8,000. Okay? There is noises. Now it's. That's my phone. Sorry. My mic and my phone, they are not friends. But what I wanted to say is that if you make 5 trades, for example, and the first 2 you risk 1%, which is, let's say, $1,000, is it still there? I don't think it's still there. I don't see the fluctuations anymore on the streaming labs. Is good? Okay, great. So what I wanted to say is, once you decide to risk 1%, or on $10,000 it would be 10%, which is too much if you are not experienced. But let's say you risk 1% and you start to lose some trades. Let's say you lose 3 trades and you lose 3,000. Now you say, okay, next trade, I'm not going to risk 1,000, but I'm going to risk 500. And then imagine the next 2 trades hit your target. So now you just made $1,000 instead of 2,000. So if you would have done it the right way, you would have been 1,000 in minus instead of 2,000. Okay. So risk management is very important in the long run, because once you change it, you change the probability of getting out of a loss. If you are in profit, it doesn't change much. But if you are in a drawdown, you should not change your risk management, your risk, okay? Your percentage of risk per trade. You should not change it, because it will break your whole strategy. And this is what the most people do wrong. They change the risk, okay? Because they over-risked at the beginning. So let's say you have a funded account of a prop firm of 100k, but you can just risk 10k. and you say, okay, I take 1% risk of the 100K account, you are in a position of 10% of what you can lose. So if you now start to put some trades in, and let's say 5 trades go wrong, you are now minus 5K, and you can max lose 10K to lose the challenge. So you have 5 trades still left. If now you had 5 trades in drawdown and you change it to, let's say, not $1,000 stop loss but 500, and you hit the target 2 times, you made $1,000, or you made 1,500 instead of 3,000. And this will mean that if you are not in a positive hit rate, you will always end up losing your account, no matter how hard you try. Okay? So risk management is all about knowing what can I lose, what can I afford to lose, what can my mind and my emotions afford to lose. Okay? Because your account has no emotions. You are pushing the buttons. So it's you that needs to maintain your own risk and not going against it. And that's part of the strategy. So yeah, that was it. I mean, we can talk during hours about risk management, but I will do some other videos on it. But the most important thing to understand is once you decide to trade a certain type of percentage risk per trade, you cannot change it until your track record, your back testing is done. Back testing is just going into the past and back testing a strategy on the chart. And once you see that the back testing is profitable by risking always the same thing, using always the same setup in different situations, this is back testing, and you can, after that, you will see if it works or not. Okay, so now we just not hit my entry as I expected when I was talking, but yes, so let's see if it can come back up. Yes, and then I would say we talked a lot about Bitcoin. If there are no new questions coming in the next 3 or 5 minutes, I would say the live will be done for today, and we will probably come on back tomorrow if there is something happening in the markets, or at the latest after tomorrow. So I'm just waiting if there are some questions coming in. If not, we will stop then. So I can see there are 4 people in the stream. If someone has a question, put it in the chat right now. Otherwise, we will continue tomorrow. And yes, I will wait 1 more minute or two. So if you have something to ask it now. And other than that, I am thankful for everyone that has joined the live today. We had a great time. We connected with some people, and I am very excited for the next one. Thank you very much, guys. See you tomorrow.